Hi, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Kim, and I'm trying my best to learn how to play the ukulele. Maybe it's not going so well. Let me see. Maybe I need a little more practice? I think so. Well, today we're going to be talking about something called learning by doing, which is when you learn something by doing it. So I'm not going to learn how to play the ukulele unless I try my best to practice. So maybe I will just keep going and try to figure it out as I go. I'm not very musical, but if you are, maybe you will have better luck than me. Let's find out in our reading what someone decides to do when they learn by doing.
Brandy likes music, and she listens to it every day. It makes her feel all kinds of things. Now, she wants to learn to make music. Brandy decides to learn the guitar. So she goes to a bookstore and finds a book for beginners.
All right, this is Learning by Doing Part 1. Now we're going to find out about someone who wants to learn how to do something, and the best way you can learn how to do something is, of course, by practicing. So let's find out what's going on with Brandy here. It says, Brandy likes music, and she listens to it every day. Wow, yeah, a lot of people like music. Music is a great thing for many people to listen to every day. What is music? Music is the sounds that we make with instruments. And when you play music, you can play all different kinds. You can play pop music, rock music, jazz, classical, just to name a few. Music is the sounds that these instruments make and the singing that goes along with it. Some people just like to play instruments, some people are very good at that, and some people are very good at singing. Now, in this different kinds of music, you can have all different kinds of instruments as well. You can have the drums, guitar, keyboard. In classical music, we have things like violins and trumpets, and the whole band plays together. Now, Brandy likes music and she listens to it every day, so she must be a big music fan. Maybe music makes her happy. Music can make you feel a lot of things, as we see. When Brandy listens to music, we read, it makes her feel all kinds of things. Music can make you feel happy, it can make you feel sad, it can make you feel relaxed, it can make you feel nostalgic, something thinking about the past, maybe thinking about the future. Music really helps us to feel all different kinds of things. And for Brandy, that's also true. And as we read on, now she wants to learn to make music. Wow, so sometimes when you really love music, you're just happy to sit there and listen. You just put on your headphones at the end of the day and you feel like you just want to relax and listen to some music and you're happy with that. But sometimes people take their love for music and they want to make their own. Maybe inside of you, you have something you want to say, or you have something you want to tell other people, you have something you want to show them. You want them to feel feelings as well. And these are just some reasons why people decide to make their own music. I wonder what kind of music Brandy is going to make. Well, as we read on, it says, Brandy decides to learn the guitar. Guitar is quite a popular instrument for people to learn. A guitar is a six-stringed instrument that you can play like this. If you saw me earlier with my ukulele, that I wasn't doing too good of a job on, a guitar is like a bigger ukulele. You can have an acoustic guitar, which is made of wood. These are quite big instruments made of wood, again with 6 strings. Or you can have an electric guitar, and that kind of guitar will be plugged into an amplifier. You play it with the amplifier next to you, and you can hear the sounds of the guitar. And a lot of people learn how to play guitar. In fact, I learned how to play guitar a long time ago, but obviously I've forgotten everything since then. Well, Brandy decides on the guitar to learn to play. When you decide on something, you're making a choice. Maybe you have 1 or 2 or 3 things that you need to choose between. When you choose one, that is deciding. For example, Brandy could decide between guitar or drums. She needs to choose one to learn how to play. And in the end, she decides to play guitar. That is the one that she chose. So what is she going to do? We read. So, she goes to a bookstore and finds a book for beginners. Okay. So Brandy is going to try to teach herself how to play guitar. Very good, and good on you, Brandy. She's not going to find a teacher, she's not going to ask a friend, she's going to go to a bookstore to find a book. Now, what is a bookstore? Well, the clue is in the word. A bookstore is a store where you buy books. It's just that simple, right? Any place that sells books, magazines, and things like that is a bookstore. So Brandy goes in and she's looking around, and what is she looking for? A book for beginners. Brandy is a beginner. Beginner is somebody who is just starting out doing something. They're not quite there yet. They don't know how to do this thing. They're just starting. In the word beginner, we have the word begin, which is to start something. So Brandy is not quite an expert yet at guitar. At first, she's going to be a beginner. And let's see what ends up happening to her. Maybe she learns how to play guitar? What do you guys think? We'll find out in our next part.
When she looks through it, she can't really understand the information. Then she thinks of her friend Dylan. He plays the guitar. When Brandy asks him to help her, he agrees. He also invites her to his house for a lesson.
All right, and we're back, and we're checking in with Brandy. Now, Brandy wants to learn the guitar. She's found an interest in music at the beginning, and now she thinks, I want to learn how to play an instrument. The instrument that she ends up picking is the guitar. Now, what's Brandy going to do? She could find a teacher. She could ask a friend. Maybe she has a family member that plays guitar and could help her. But what she's going to do at first is to go to the bookstore and get a book for beginners on how to play guitar. Now, let's find out what happens to her next as we read. When she looks through it, the book, she can't really understand the information. So Brandy picked out a book that's for beginners, but when she takes a look inside, it kind of doesn't make sense. And I can understand Brandy's frustration. I can't read music, and reading music is a pretty important part of learning how to play an instrument. In the beginning, there's lots of notes that you have to think about, and you have to understand how they go together. And in this way, you can create some really great music. But in the beginning, it can be really difficult, as it is with learning anything as a beginner. Here we have the word understand. If you understand something, I got it. I know what you're talking about. I know this concept. I can do this thing. That is to understand something. So if someone asks you, 1 + 1 = 2, do you understand? Yes, I know that 1 + 1 = 2. I understand. So in this case, Brandy doesn't really understand the information that's in the book. Now this can be a bit of a problem. The information is any of the facts or figures or things that are written down somewhere. You can have information in a book, as we see, or you can ask for information from other people. If you want to know what time the bus arrives, or how much is a movie ticket, or where is the post office, all of these things are information that you need to get from other people. So in this case, the information in the book is something that Brandy's not too sure about. Maybe it's a little more technical than she's used to. Maybe she's a little confused. So what should she do? What would you do if you were in this situation? Let's read on and see what Brandy decides. Then she thinks of her friend Dylan. He plays the guitar. Yeah, when you're learning how to play something, when you're learning how to do anything that you haven't done before, as we said, it might be a good idea to ask your friends or family, classmates, someone you know who has experience. So when Brandy asks him to help her, he agrees. He also invites her to his house for a lesson. Dylan is a really good friend to Brandy, huh? He agrees to give her a lesson at his house. He agrees. To agree is to say, sure, okay, that's cool with me. You can do this. So Brandy, maybe she's not too sure and she comes to Dylan and says, hey, Dylan, could you help me learn how to play the guitar? And Dylan, being the good friend that he is, says, sure, yeah. He agrees to help her. And not only that, but he also invites her to his house. So if you invite someone somewhere, you're asking them if they want to go. He says, Brandy, would you like to come over to my place and we can learn how to play guitar? That is to invite somebody. And the noun is to give them an invitation. Now you can invite somebody to almost anything. You can invite your friend over your house. You can invite them to your birthday party. You can invite them to go to a concert with you. Anywhere that you want to go and you want someone to come, you can invite them. Now Brandy's going to go over Dylan's house and he's going to teach her how to play the guitar. Now think of a time when you wanted to do something and you weren't quite sure how to do it. Now who helped you? Chances are it was a friend or a family member, maybe your brother or sister, someone like that already knows something, and this is a great way to learn. And now think of yourself. What could you offer to your friends or your family? What could you teach people? Everyone has a talent or something that they're really good at, and you can use this talent and you can teach others. And in that way, you can not only help people, but you can also make friends. So that's it for me today. See you next time, and remember, use your talents wisely.
Brandy likes music, and she listens to it every day. It makes her feel all kinds of things. Now, she wants to learn to make music. Brandy decides to learn the guitar. So she goes to a bookstore and finds a book for beginners. When she looks through it, she can't really understand the information. Then she thinks of her friend Dylan. He plays the guitar. When Brandy asks him to help her, he agrees. He also invites her to his house for a lesson.
大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天一起看4个单字。第一个呢是名词 music 音乐。Some people love K-pop music, but I like J-pop more. 有些人喜欢韩国流行音乐，而我更喜欢日本流行音乐。那第二个呢是名词 guitar 吉他。有些人如果弹的是电吉他的话，电吉他的英文是 electric guitar。Mike tuned his guitar before performing on stage.Mike 在上台表演前帮吉他调音。那第3个单字呢是 bookstore 名词书局。Tsutaya Bookstore is considered the most beautiful bookstore in Japan. 鸟屋书店被认为是日本最美的书店。那第4个呢是动词 invite 邀请。Are you going to invite Haley to dinner? 你邀请 Haley 共进晚餐吗？好，那接下来我们一起看3个文法。第一个文法呢是 A listens to B，A 聆听 B。Listen 是注意听、留意听的意思，它的后面呢必须加上 to 再接受词。那说到 listen， 我们可能会想到中文一样的意思 hear。现在我们就要来好好认识一下它们的不同之处。刚刚有说 listen 是注意听的意思，那 hear 呢就是偶然听到、不经意听到的那种，它的后面不需要介系词，可以直接接受词，就像 Did you hear the noise upstairs? 你有听到楼上的声音吗？那怎么样可以更容易记住他们两个的差别呢？同学只要想一个情境，如果有一天你从草丛里面听到窸窸窣窣的怪声，你想请别人一起确认的时候，你就会说 Listen, there's a strange noise from the bush. 你听，草丛那里传来奇怪的声音。最后我们看一个 listen 的例句哦。Victoria listens to a podcast while doing the dishes. 那第二个片语呢是 all kinds of 加名词，各式各样的。kind 指的是种类，它是可数名词，像是 This shop sells all kinds of flowers. 这间店贩售各式各样的花卉。那最后一个片语呢是 look through， 快速浏览、翻阅的意思，它是不可分动词片语。这边的 look 也可以改成 go， 变成 go through， 这两个意思都一样。像是 Rachel looked through her notes before meeting with her client。Rachel 在和客户见面之前浏览她的笔记。那就在刚刚我们比较 listen 跟 hear 的差别，同样是感官 look 的另外一个说法是 see， 可是 look through 跟 see through 的意思并不通用哦。see through 呢是指看穿某个人的伎俩、识破的意思，它后面可以接事情，也可以接人物，像是 Don't play tricks on me, I saw through you。别耍小把戏，我看穿你了。
Hello, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jen.
Today we're going to play a game called Guess the Bear, where we replace the vocabulary words in a sentence with the word bear, and the person has 1 minute to guess the words. Okay, Jen, why don't you read your words first?
All right.
Ready? Let's go.
Okay, this is one word. It's a noun. Jimi Hendrix was famous for playing the bear. I can play the acoustic bear.
Guitar.
Yay. All right. One word, a noun. There is a saying, you need to face the bear. What kind of bear do you like to dance to?
Music.
Hey! All right, this is a phrase, 2 words. She bears what her mom tells her to do. The dog bared its owner and rolled over. She bears what her mom tells her to do. It's 2 words. The dog bared its owner and rolled over.
Listens to?
Wow!
Okay.
Yeah! That's awesome.
Great, I got it.
Yes.
Still some time on the clock.
All right, my turn.
All right, your turn. Ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. First one is a noun. It's 1 word. The company Amazon started as an online bear selling books. Let's go to the elite bear to look for a novel.
Store.
Almost. What kind of?
Bookstore.
Okay, got it. Okay. Next is a verb, 1 word. Thank you for bearing me to dinner. I want to bear you to my birthday party.
Invite.
That's right. Okay. Next one is a phrase with 3 words plus a noun. Netflix has Bear Bears Bear series and movies. The zoo exhibits Bear Bears Bear exotic animals.
3 words?
Yes, right, 3 words. It's a phrase. So Netflix has Bear Bears Bear series and movies. The zoo exhibits Bear Bears Bear exotic animals. Oh, the time. Okay, that one was all kinds of. So Netflix has all kinds of series and movies. And this zoo exhibits all kinds of exotic animals.
Moo. All kinds.
Oh, that was a hard one.
That was a hard one.
See you next time!